Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier. Today we're playing the Apple Girl. Oh, we got part three. Let's go. We're doing what Spooky couldn't. Part three. Let's go. First day of the second week. The little girl slowly woke up from her little colorful dreams by the beautiful chirping birds of the outside, by the rising of the sun with its orange rays, the alarm clock screaming and whistling its unbearable ringtone. Except that, in fact, this time, I lied. The described soundscape and the aesthetics were absent. Yeah. The little girl was confused. She rubbed her eyes. She got used to the darkness of her room. A look outside. The sun was not up. She could barely see the distant glow of the sun. The sky was still tinged with the sea of blue of the night. Oh, it's like 2 in the morning. Rolling in the sheets, she reached the bedside table. The hand waved in the air before touching the wood of the table, and the cold metal of the clock. She brought it closer to her eyes. I was hoping it was 2 in the morning. 4:25. Dang. It's early, you might say. It was even a little earlier than usual. The little girl didn't believe she would be able to wake up at 5 a.m. for the previous morning, and as soon as she found out it was the first day of work that she didn't need it. The little girl shrugged her shoulders after putting the object down. No need to sleep for a few minutes. She threw herself out of bed, then opened her wardrobe where she kept her dress. She got dressed. You going through all the expressions? She left her room. Then she went down the stairs. Here was Big Sister, on her 2 feet and wearing her boots. Ow! In the distance, she seemed to be writing a word on a piece of paper. Surely the note she often left for the little girl when she's leaving for work. Except that she didn't work during the weekend. She wasn't supposed to. And from that, the little girl had an idea. Came with the frustration from the discussion they had the day before. She doesn't want to pass on her misery to her big sister said. She suggests to stop and not return to the village. It's like she's preventing the little girl from heading towards danger. The kid even just considered the idea that her big sister didn't believe her. Just like that, it wouldn't be surprised to believe that it was because there wasn't an ounce of credibility but the little girl's experience. The big sister turned towards the front door. She was in a hurry. The little girl sprinted towards her and pulled her arm to prevent her from getting out. Oh, what are you doing, big sis? I told you yesterday. I need to go back to work. The answer disappointed her. I thought you don't work on the weekend. This time it's different. I'll come back in a few days. I came back just to bring some supplies for you in case you were missing any. Go back to bed now. I can't. I have to grow potatoes. The little girl was still thinking about her words. The big sister wanted to leave. It was clear and the little girl knew how much it bothered her to be held like that. Oh, great start. Wow. I don't have any Apple products near me. So, I mean, I got Airheads. Little Airheads Extreme Bites. The idea formed, her heart pounding, but when she spoke, her voice shook a little. Well, do you want to stay a little? I can show you how much whoa. Don't you want to stay a little? I can show you how much people living in the village. I'm fine. Just say you believe me. I believe you already. No, that's not true. You won't believe me until I show you. I believe you. I really do. I experience the same thing as when I work. I don't need to see what I already live. Knock it off. But you didn't seem to like it what I said to you yesterday. It's like you didn't believe in me. Yes, I told you that I should stop. I don't understand why you told me that. I want to make people happy. That's not the reason why I'm telling you this. Come with me then. Please stay. Just to see the people. I want to show the impact I have. Come on, why are you reacting like that? Why are you so distant when I told you about my week? I wanted you to be happy with my efforts. I wanted you to be proud. I wanted... Big sister stopped forcing her arm. Little girl after let her go. Let go of her. Her eyes still submerged in water. At no time did the big sister take the opportunity to leave. That would be cruel of her, because even as protective, she recognized the various moments when she was excessive, like a parent blinded that their children should live in the best and the most perfect of worlds. Instead, she knelt in front of the girl, and at her level, while the child was whining. She wrapped her arms around her shoulders. The adult comforted her with gentle pats on the head, passive and exhausted. She didn't need to see the little girl's face to read her surprise. Open mouthed, no longer brawling she was. Her small but audible breaths tingled the ear. The big sister hugged her tightly. It's about time I got some music. You're better than that, girl. Better than those who know nothing about you. And she squeezed again. For a moment, the little girl in turn felt the big sister's shortness of breath, that of a tired or terrified person. It could be both. She continued, more gently, more peaceful. Please, I don't want to block your plans. I don't want to develop this type of relationship. When I come back, I want to see my little sister. I don't want it to be anyone other than her. I want my little sister, the one that jumps with joy in my stomach when I shout that I'm back. Do you understand how much I worry? Please make me a promise. Do you promise me you'll be there when I come back? Yes, sis. I will always be there. Thank you. Even in her response, the big sister suspected that she didn't understand everything, because a young girl like her couldn't get everything right away. The big sister got up, scratched the little girl's head. Keep her happiness as best as you can, alright? Yes, always. Then she left again. The little girl remained in front of the entrance, captivated. But unsure of what just happened, during the hours that followed, the little girl carried out her daily work. Back and forth between the field and the house to cultivate potatoes. She washed them, then packaged them. She put them in her wheelbarrow, one bag at a time, like every other days. Except she felt slower today, less competent, a bit like the first or second day. Questions related to her big sister floated around her head, distracted her. There were times when she didn't have the strength to properly lift her bags of potatoes. When I come back, I want to see my little sister. Of course it'll be me. Why would it be anyone else? I don't understand what she wants. Oh my god. We're turning into her. And what does she mean when she told me I'm better? People who don't know me. Everyone knows me. Even Mr. Mayor tells me that. Everyone knows who I am in the village. Yeah. Suddenly, as she placed her bag in the wheelbarrow, a sound, a thud. The little girl, still distracted, looked up. She observed the horizon, her head swiveled from right to left, but at first glance she found nothing suspicious. The little girl dropped her potatoes to find the source of the sound, this one coming from the house, around, somewhere. It was so small, so subtle, and she noticed her anyway. Oh my god, it's the demon of the apple tree that she neglected because she forgot to water it. So, the little girl moved calmly till she reached the apple tree. Yo, is the apple tree growing apples? And on the ground, at her feet, reflecting, shining at the rising sun, the red as sublime as paint, a round object. Yo! Yo, we finally got to the point where we can sell apples? Oh my god. Ow! Wow! An apple! Apple, apple, apple!
Finally, yes! Finally, an apple! I finally have an apple! Apple, apple, apple!
The little girl was jumping with happiness. After so many years and so much waiting, finally, an apple grew. And not only that, she had fallen down from the apple tree and missed color. Oh, she was really ripe, ready to eat or cook, and delicious desserts. Little girl curled the apple like a little animal. She threw it in the air and caught it multiple times. It was her apple, her first apple, coming from her own plant.
Full apple! Full apple!
Hey, apple!
Ah!
Knife.
I just show it to the others. Wait,
I just not realized. Hold on. Whoa, hold on. Why is her mouth colored in here? But here, it isn't. That's weird.
anyway, wait! No, not right away. No, it's not beautiful. Not enough. It's not perfect. I can't show it now. I need to wash it. It must be covered in germs and bacteria. Ah! Ah!
Little girl set off. She thought she would show the various villages the fruit she had freshly picked. Little girl crossed along the fence separated from her enormous field. Then, as usual, she reached the village after a few moments of walking. When she arrived, she noticed no one was there. No one. No one in the plaza, nor even the various path. It's Avoy Little Apple Girl Day, like that one episode of SpongeBob. Not a single sound of shadow or wonder, just the one coming from nature. The servant's coolness caressed the child's cheek. Perhaps a wind that took advantage of her standing in the absence of the villagers. It was like she was walking around through a ghost town. The little girl was walking slowly across the plaza. She returned to the famous bench where she used to use as a resting place. She observed the total absence of people around, then waited and waited without anything changing. Not a single one leaving their house. Nothing. She admired She admired the apple between her hands. That's no people, that's an apple. A moment. She was proud of her findings. Still beautiful and sparkling. But returning to the state of the village, it was still as deserted.
Maybe I came too soon?
However, nothing indicated such a stupid mistake. The sun was shining, the birds sang with the cicadas. Also, before she left, the house clock read 9:08. Big Sister wouldn't be the type to play such a trick of moving the needles. It was unreal. There were always villagers at these times. The little girl got up from the bench and rushed towards the aisles. In her hand, she held the apple, still bright as poppy on a spring day. Not the slightest presence of people walking in the morning. She knocked on the door of the first house. She waited. For a while. Nobody answered. She headed towards the house opposite. She knocked on the door, then waited. Again. Nobody answered. She knocked on the same door again, waited. But nothing changed. No response.
Weird.
It wasn't going as planned. It was common for anyone living in a house in the village to answer when someone is knocking at the door, especially for such an adorable and beloved child like her. No one was outside, I point out. If there was no one at home or outside, where have they all gone? The little girl gave up for these two villagers, but it didn't get better. When she knocked on the doors of many other houses in the same neighborhood, the same series of events repeated itself. Knock, knock, waiting, no response. Repeated in another house. Knock, knock, waiting, no response. I wake up, I say it, I buy Assassin's Creed. I wake up, I say it, I buy Assassin's Creed. I wake up, I say it, I buy Assassin's Creed. Meet again in another house. Knock, knock, waiting, I buy Assassin's Creed.
This can't be possible. Why is there no one here? Did I come too soon? What's happening to me today? Why am I buying so many copies of Assassin's Creed?
She continued the series of houses until she approached Mr. Doctor's house. She tried with so many houses that she forgot how many she was going through. Finally, the house of a boy she knew well. Mr. Doctor, a reliable customer despite being so rushed in his work, Certainly he would respond well to the little girl if she knocked on his door. She came near the door. She finally banged her knuckles on the wooden door. Knock, knock. She waited, and waited, and waited. The little girl blew her nose. By constantly being left unanswered, her frustration grew with each knock at the door. She knocked again, more firmly. Mr. Doctor, open this goddamn door! No, nothing. At all. Why didn't he answer? Mr. Doctor was praying for the little girl to come help him. Every day he begged her to take a large pie for the patient in need. If he didn't answer, he would ruin himself. Oh no, maybe the guy with the eating disorder got out and started eating and killing everybody. Maybe that's why. And the big sister's actually out there creating an antidote made of potatoes to kill the guy with the eating disorder. The little girl waited a little longer. She peeked through the window to see if she could spot him. Not at all. He must have left.
But where? Ah!
The little girl, lost in her thoughts, began to whine.
Ah! No one's answering! Why is no one answering me?
You want some steak with that whine? She wanted so badly to hold back her poor tears. Her poor face turned a warm pink. Her poor wrists rubbed her eyelids. She continued her walk. With Mr. Doctor not there, she didn't want to despair further while waiting for an answer she couldn't receive. Wandering aimlessly, she saw Miss Cook's house. No way she could win an answer. Miss Cook was delighted to see her each time she visited, thinking the little girl was an activity she cherished. The little girl rushed to the house and knocked on the door at a faster pace than the others. Like the others, Miss Cook didn't respond. The little girl couldn't believe it. Unthinkable! Perhaps the lady hadn't heard her? Illogical! Oh, what was that? The little girl tried it again. This time, not by knocking 5 times, but more than 10. So 11. It was the same as the other houses. There's no...
Ah! No! No, no, no! What's happening to me today? Why is no one answering me? Why doesn't she...
The little girl was hopping and stomping her foot on the ground. It was unbearable. A gush of frustration overflowed inside of her.
Miss Cook? Are you there, Miss Cook? I want... Ah, please, Miss Cook, I'm scared. I'm very scared. Answer me, please. No one else in the village wants to answer. Please, please. She couldn't hold back her tears.
The little girl threw herself to her knees, dirtying her dress. Why is there no one in the neighborhood? Why is there no one in the plaza? Why is no one answering me?
Why?
Oh, was that... Oh, excuse me.
Why is there no one in the neighborhood? Why is there no one in the plaza? Why is no one answering me? Why do I feel like there's no one left in the village? Where is everyone gone?
Even with all this frustration, there was still no answer. Ooh, spooky. Everyone died. It must have been around 10 a.m. 10 a.m. and no one in sight. The little girl shivered at the slightest gust of wind. She no longer felt the warmth of the sun, nor the lovely atmosphere of the beautiful day, as a large piece of ice was stuck all on her back. Her apple never left her hands. It was still as beautiful as when she picked it. The little girl tried knocking on doors, dragging her feet along the neighborhoods, and looking for the passerby. She crossed all the neighborhoods without seeing a single villager. Actually, there were only one person who might help her escape this nightmare. Mr. Mayor, the man who knew everyone, the man who knew everything that was happening, and the man who represented the village. If he didn't answer, there must be a real problem haunting the village, or she was trapped in a never-ending nightmare. The little girl left the village. She joined the small dirt path leading to the mayor's house. This time, this walk was a few minutes slower than usual. The hill seemed rougher and steeper compared to the first time the little girl went there. As soon as she arrived, shivering like a winter at the pole, she took a deep breath through her nose. What could she do if the mayor was absent like everyone else? Her worrying thoughts weakened her throughout the walk. The little girl barely held out her first to knock on the door. It twitched. It lost its firmness. It went limp, and her few fingers barely peeled away from their fist shape.
Please, please someone answer me.
The little girl waited and waited. She knocked on the door. She knocked again. Had she already knocked? The wind chilling the slow part of the night, but she thought it was wind, which she was sensitive to. It was a weird sensation that felt like the blood was freezing. Her heart was beating so hard that she felt like the heart muscles pumping in her stomach. Then she breathed. It was no longer simple reflex. She had to breathe manually, thinking through each breath. Why was it taking so long? Well, there you go. There you go. If you think about breathing, it gets harder to breathe. I've noticed that for some reason. Oh, no, I'm doing it. Great. Why was it taking so long? She had knocked on the door, hadn't she? Just in case, she knocked again. And waited. Click.
Oh!
Finally, someone answered. There was someone behind this door. The door opened ajar, but as soon as it opened, the little girl jumped directly on her gentleman's belly. Big belly. Whoa! All depression dissipated. Finally, a trustworthy person at her side.
Mr. Mayor! Oh, Mr. Mayor!
Mr. Mayor yawned and widened his eyes. He didn't seem impressed by the little girl's arrival. He spoke to her while inflating his belly. Who am I dealing with?
Well, it's me.
Me? Do I know you?
Yes?
Oh my god. The apple gives people amnesia. It's the apple! The apple! Maybe it was fatigue that made him forget things. The little girl didn't like that he didn't recognize her. She was giving him a chance. The man stepped back a little to better admire his guest. Oh, of course I know you. I simply apologize. I did not recognize you at all. Oh.
You didn't recognize me?
No! I even thought you weren't from the area. Have you changed your hairstyle lately?
No, Mr. Mayor. The last time I saw you was last week. I haven't changed in a short time.
A lot of things can happen in just a few days. Oh. Little girl giggled embarrassingly. Maybe it was just bad luck. In any case, the little mistake formed a heavy ball in the little girl's stomach. Not a very pleasant feeling.
Oh, Mr. Mayor, look what I picked this morning.
In an attempt to forget the discomfort, she remembered the reason for her visit. With joy, she held an apple with her arms. She also had to stand on tiptoe to reach the gentleman's chin. Mr. Mayor responded by raising his nose. It's, I would say, interesting. The little girl's eyes shone.
Isn't it? I picked it this morning. And I also washed it with water so that it was very clean. And I rubbed it so well it was shiny like in those paintings. I love apples, you know.
Oh yes, I can believe it. Oh, you deliver them every day to the village?
I think you're confusing it with potatoes.
Really? How about the potatoes then? You don't grow them anymore?
Yes.
So why did you bring them with your little wheelbarrow?
Because... I forgot!
Oh, how childish. You still have a lot of time ahead of you. Go home and come back with your load of potatoes.
Yes, I'm coming back.
But who is she delivering to? There's no one in the village.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Bear, it's horrible. There's no one left in the village.
No one?
I should have started with that. When I'm knocking at the door, there's no one to answer me. Thought I was living in a nightmare. There wasn't even anyone walking in the public square. Do you know if anything happened this morning?
I'm sorry to admit that I don't understand your situation. Are you telling me there's no one in the village? Is the music glitching?
Yes.
However, there's always someone in the village. If someone left us, I would have known in no time. You must have made up stories to scare yourself.
But I swear, nobody answered me. Can't they all be sick? Or
Oh, no way! No pandemic has affected this village in recent times, young child. Especially not in such a remote corner like this. The little girl became confused. Mr. Mayor seemed so confident and certain what he was saying. No worries, what was even going on? The little girl hadn't dreamed it. She wasn't hallucinating during the whole hour either. Enough talking, young girl. Go! You have potatoes to offer.
Yes. Yes! I'll be back right away.
But, my apologies, back to the topic. So the little girl went back home. She was going down the hill. No, she passed through the village, all that. In the meantime, nothing changed. Another semi-ghost town of the horror story. Nothing in the streets. No one. To think that Mr. Mayor, she thought she was listening false stories. But her eyes weren't lying. It was deserted. 3. Even if realizing there was still no one in the village, what's the point of staying there any longer? Might as well go home. That's what the little girl was doing, right? That nothing changed. She dragged her boots all the way. The sun, which before did not affect her, hit her with its wave of filthy heat, wasting her white skin. Her hands collected, a little mixture of her own sweat with that of their apple. The feeling of her sweaty hands on the fruit was unpleasant. The child wiped herself in her dress to avoid any dirt. She was walking, in a calm, torn a few times by nature, all the way home. Tired of energy, the little girl collapsed in the front door. Then, for a few long seconds, her eyes were glued to the wheelbarrow filled with a sack of potatoes. Her head was placed there on the wood of the same door. She held up the apple to admire it for a moment. She felt an embarrassed smile, without lasting long because the bag of potatoes attracted her attention. The little girl was still watching them stacked in a pile. The little girl still arose and rested in her head. If it was worth going back, wouldn't she be better if she left that aside for today? Even if no one was outside, there was still Mr. Mayor who would like potatoes. But for you to do the whole journey in this heavy weather? For a match of money she wouldn't respond yet? But from the few people outside, this would be the easiest day in the job.
I could deliver a few for Mr. Mayor.
The little girl succumbed to the desire to please the man. She rushed slowly towards the wheelbarrow. She took the handle. She headed towards the village, her boots scraping on the earth. Summoned.
What? That.
When the little girl arrived at the village, there was a crowd who was waiting, noisy and numerous. Oh, she's coming!
Oh, it's her!
How long have these people been waiting, and how many were there? Look at all those potatoes! I would love to have some!
Yeah, me too!
Could she offer them to all of us?
Yes, why not? Instead of wandering around the village, why not offer them right there?
But we also have requests.
Maybe she doesn't like us.
A whole group of villagers were watching the little girl arrive, turn towards the more lucid one, everyone surprised by the comment. But no, impossible!
What are you talking about, you idiot?
We who love her? We always asking for more? Why wouldn't she love us?
We were all waiting for her to give us her back. There's money at stake. We don't wait. That's what she gives them to us.
And let's not forget that she can cook anything.
Yes, of course.
The little girl took the opportunity to sneak outside the village. These villagers were also distracted by the discussion that they did not see the little girl enter. They lost sight of her without anyone saying it. The village, compared to either was earlier, was alive. A multitude of villagers could see in the surrounding area, in the plaza, as well as the various neighborhood paths. Some were chatting, others working in small businesses in the bright sun. No one looked like they were starting their day. They all seemed to have been there since morning, brimming with inexhaustible energy. Had she dreamed or nightmared? It was very different from what she saw just now. At first there was no one there. Now there was not even an hour between her going and her return. The little girl was convinced that there was no one there just now. It never happens there, so no one... I said it, here I am. Good Lord. As if there was a moment of solitude had never happened, that she had really dreamed as Mr. Mayo might have expected. The little girl was walking on the streets as usual. We greeted her when we noticed her. Some villagers asked to buy back potatoes. Nothing seemed to have changed from the other days. She arrived in front of Miss Cook's house. She knocked on the door, a little hesitantly, then no one answered. But in no time we opened. Miss Cook exclaimed,
There, it is my great cook.
I don't even know that's Miss Cook's voice, but I don't even feel like looking it up.
Good morning.
Come inside quickly. The heat is striking today.
You can come out of the right time, sweetie. Today I want to give a try a recipe, but misfortune. No more potatoes in reserve. So unfortunate. I would have postponed it for another day if you didn't come.
The little girl listened to what Miss Cook repeated many times when she visited her. She walked through the door bringing her wheelbarrow, and still at the entrance paid particular attention to the lady speaking to her. She stared back. Then over time her voice became muffled in the little girl's ears, like she was listening to her as she dove into the deep sea. The little girl remembered this moment of solitude in the morning. It broke her heart to see how many people she left unanswered in front of her, and of someone who loved her so much. At that moment, she felt even more suspicious of what she had experienced. Whether it was real or not, it both bothered her. So she said,
Miss Cook, I would like to ask, where were you this morning?
Me? I was there. For what?
While you're knocking at your door, you didn't answer me.
Oh? Miss Cook responded through surprise. She almost felt insulted by the blunder that the little girl pointed out to her. How curious! I would never refuse to answer the door. It's far from my habit. What time did you come?
9 o'clock?
9 o'clock? Yes, the little girl thought indignantly.
Well, you see, I didn't hear anyone knock at the door at those time. If I knew you were there behind, I would have served you one of my delicious lunches. What a blunder. Have you been waiting for me for a long time? No, not really. I knocked, and since I thought you weren't there, I left.
No, bad, too bad. In case, but hit harder for the next few times. Make more noise for me. Maybe I'm getting older and older. And because of that, I'm no longer here when my sweet cook knocks at the door.
Okay.
The little girl will think about it next time, despite that we still had ignored her when she tried. Looking down, she remembered the fruit in her hand. She tried to forget this moment by showing it to Miss Cook, her freshly picked apple.
Also, miss.
Good! Let's go cook some food. I wouldn't want you to be late with the other clients.
Yes, let's go.
The little girl couldn't draw attention to her apple. One of these next customers was Mr. Doctor. Too close to lunchtime, the little girl hurled her pace in order to arrive in a good time. She ran, one hand holding her apple, the other dragging the wheelbarrow. She dodged many villagers trying to interrupt her to buy bags of potatoes. She arrived at the boy's house. She listened to a loud booming noise from outside. A mess. Breakages and crashes, objects falling. As soon as she knocked on the door, everything went silent. Running steps, a few awkward swear words in the mix. Then Mr. Doctor opened the door. Ugh! When she discovered the little girl, he jumped and fell to the ground. The boy got up afterwards in severe shame. He placed his glasses upright, then recognized his visitor. He spoke, his voice trembling. Oh, it's you. Come quickly inside. Don't forget the slippers. The girl barely opened her mouth to say hello. She came in and was careful not to dirty the carpet. Oh, so complicated, so unbearable, so hellish. It was the perfect plan. Oh, why does everything that I built have to collapse after so much effort? Here again, the little girl was not listening to all of Mr. Doctor's monologue. It was already difficult to understand everything he said, on the verge of incomprehensibly and madness. Also, she didn't listen for the same reason as with Miss Cook, because she barely could. This feeling of being buried in dark waters. She wanted answers, at the moment where no one in the village could really happen, but everything I had seen was true.
Mr. Doctor,
His belly grew again despite the prescriptions, hoping that putting a tissue in his mouth keeps him there a little longer, but I know it won't last long. This technique. At some point, he will believe that I am betraying him and that I no longer have anything relevant to give.
Mr. Doctor?
It seems like everything is trying to put me down. However, it is a logical solution. The tower tree provided the sufficient amount of calories for its needs, so why is it working? What? That doesn't solve anything. He always wants more. Do I really need to describe it? 10,500, 12,000 calories per day. 12. Yeah, 12. He's going to explode. This.
Hey, Mr. Doctor!
Hero took his sleeve. He suddenly stopped gibbering.
I wanted to know, were you here earlier?
I was, yes, I was here. What a question.
At 9?
Yes.
And at 9 o'clock, you didn't hear someone knocking at the door?
What are you talking about? No one was knocking at the door.
Alright.
No better answer. Is this a joke? How come both claim they were at home? She remembers it well, the little one. Tears, she said. Tears of fear that she was abandoned. Couldn't have been work at the dream. She wasn't trapped in some sort of lucid nightmare. Did she wake up well this morning? Was there anything she ate that caused hallucinogenic effects? What's going on anyway?
Oh!
No, it couldn't be a dream. Certainly not. What she carried in her hands could not be the work of a dream. The little girl still remembered that she was holding an apple in her hand. A tangible apple, freshly picked and real. She wanted to introduce them to wipe away whatever confusion she felt.
By the way, Mr. Doctor, you want to see what I...
But the boy looked away before she could show him. Follow me quickly to the kitchen. We need to prepare the tower tier.
Okay.
As strange as it was, Mrs. Doctor always spoke over the little one on every chance she got. Throughout her cooking, she tried to show him the apple with her arms. But each time the boy turned his back on her, knowing her words and always focused on perfection. Like with Miss Cook, she was unable to present her apple. The little girl continued her delivery for several other villagers in the village, many of them only purchasing bags on a meeting lasting less than a minute. That barely left time to pay attention to the apple she was holding. After a few months, there was only one bag left in the wheelbarrow, this one intended for villagers whom she had not seen during the morning. But so lumberjack. She knew how painful it was to walk through the forest to reach him, and poor her, because it was even worse than evening. When she passed through the forest, a wave of heat hit her in her face. Imagine walking through a stream of hot steam, but without the presence of steam. It feels like a sauna, or we're in a jungle. Although there were more insects than other times. Lots of big, hairy black flies emitting audible boom. The little girl had to close her eyes during the walk because of how unbearable it was. She tripped over roots she couldn't see. Branches brushed overhead. She thought they were spiders or other long-lived creatures. But lucky that she only goes there twice a day, and wants to go to his house and wants to go back. The little girl arrived at Mr. Lumberjack's cabin. In her ears, the only sound of insect in the woods. No signal of anyone working, no axe, or wood. Nothing similar. Nature was taking over. Knock, knock, knock. The little girl looked out of the corner of her eye at Mr. Lumberjack's workplace, knowing she often met the man. He was absent. Wow. Oh my god, I'm bad at this. It's true that she had tried to visit him during the morning. What would be the point if there was a chance that he wouldn't be there like the others? Right now, all she hoped was for her to see him, that he answered her, and that she didn't cross the forest or nothing. Mr. Lumberjack opened the door next to her. He responded, clearing his throat. I was waiting for you.
Good evening.
You came at the right time. I was wondering if you were coming.
I come every evening.
Oh, yes, always. But you never know. There could be something unexpected in your thing.
I didn't even get to read that. What are you saying?
In your pot.
Oh. Just one bag of potatoes?
Yes.
That's unfortunate. You got a lot of orders these days?
Yeah.
Ah, how gluttonous they are, these villagers. But what should I tell you? They are right to demand more and more of your services. These are the best potatoes that can be found in the horizons. It would be difficult to refuse your commissions. Am I right?
Yes, indeed.
Potatoes. Potato. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, she's about to snap and kill everyone. Why is always this focus on potatoes? Why doesn't anyone turn their curiosity to the apple? You, the one reading. You remember that the little girl was holding the apple in her hands the entire time? Oh my god, I swear to god, the little girl just come through my screen, just straight up chokes me. Hadn't I said enough? Didn't I say too much? None of these villagers the little girl had met talked about the apple. No comments, nothing. Like the apple did not exist. Why? When the potatoes were behind the her, and they required more effort to roast them. Okay, that's. How could they not notice it? Annoying. It was very annoying, tiring, intolerable. Of course, the little girl did not express her frustration for fear of worrying her consumer. Just like the others, she tried to show off her apple by holding out her arms, knowing clearly that it won't change anything. And she rushed to show it to him. Also, now that you're here, will you allow me to go? I'll go chop some wood while you cook. I'll have some money in the counter. It'll be enough for your presents.
Oh, yes. Yes, if you want.
Awesome. Thanks, kid. You can keep the extra change. Save it as a tip. Mr. Lumberjack cut her off. He then threw out with his axe. He raised his hands, his back to the girl, going far into the forest.
I swear, I'm going to kill everyone. My name is not important.
Whatever that one like edgy Hotline Miami game that was where you broke into people's houses and shot them. The Miami clone, that one really edgy one, like, my name is not important. People are leeches feeding off Earth, killing it, whatever it was. Same as Mr. Doctor and Mrs. Cook, as well as the other villagers. No one let her apple talk about her apple. You know what? No, I'm gonna look it up. I'm curious. I forgot the name of it. I was watching the Clone Wars YouTube short before I started playing this. Ah, it's hatred. Yeah.
What is important is what I'm going to do. I just hate this world and this human world feasting on its.
My apple is not important.
The little girl was returning home, more grumpy than happy, since no one helped her. They all said roughly the same things. Apparently everyone was already at home or in the villages, and they didn't hear desperate little girl knocking on their doors.
It's not a dream. This can't be a dream.
The more people told her that she was telling stories, the more she suspected it. But every moment she refused to believe that the complete silence was just a figment of her imagination. That there were people there she had knocked loudly on their doors, or that they were all in her blind spot. Pure surrealism. Also, she was very disappointed at the lack of interest given to the apple. Nay, it enraged her. She kept looking at her fruit on the walk home. She didn't understand what made it unattractive, and in a rage she let out the whispers between her breath of suspicion.
It's not as beautiful as I think. Yeah, that's it. It's not perfect. I thought it was perfect in itself, and it wasn't. I need to put more into it. Always more, to make it more perfect, so that the villagers are finally more interested.
When she arrived home, the little girl walked towards the apple tree. She didn't reach the area of the tree when she already felt something in her feet. It was there. The new apple, as ripe and beautiful as the one she held. She leaned over to take it. Oh! As soon as she looked up, another apple was there. 2 apples. No, 3 apples! She was holding one, the one from this morning. So 2 other apples would have fallen during her absence? The little girl dropped the wheelbarrow and picked the apples from the ground. She was moving slowly towards the apple tree.
2, 3, 4. Oh!
The little girl looked up. Apples. Even more apples. There were apples everywhere. There were a few fallen, others attached to the tree. Eyes amazed, mouth open. The little girl didn't know how to react. Except between surprise and joy. It was the start of a dream coming true. What am I saying? It is coming true. Finally, apples. Finally, it's growing. Finally, she can cook apple desserts. The little girl was walking towards the fallen apples. She touched some of them. She collected a few. Until...
Oh! Oh! I know!
an idea. The recipe that she can finally cook. The next morning. Kitchen utensils were covered at the container. Knives, bowls, measuring cups. Next until the essential ingredients: flour, butter, eggs, sugar, cinnamon, not forgetting lots of apples picked by the day before. And a lemon. In front of them was a child with blazing eyes. A child who waited a long time for this day to arrive. And the one from which she will be able to, on her own, make her first dessert. An apple pie! Today was the day since her apple tree finally grew apples as she'd been waiting. All that remained was to get motivated to cook. The little girl was there, absorbing her field of work, biting into an apple for lunch. There, tearing and eating the flesh of the apple like a wild animal.
Let's get started!
As soon as she threw the apple in the trash, she took off in a sprint. She rinsed her hands, then comes the start of a recipe. It all started with dough. The little girl placed a large bowl in the center into which she filled with a large quantity of flour. She then added a little solid sugar before mixing it with hands. There was a turn in the butter, which she turned into pieces of butter and mixed with the powder. Now, she adds the ice water, something that can ruin your batter if you pour too much. It all depended on how much she needed. There wasn't really a right amount to add. The little girl added water little by little to the mixture. She added the mixture with her hands. And again, and again. She repeated the same action several times. The goal was for the dough to be sticky enough to form a ball. When the dough formed into a disc, she wrapped it in a plastic wrap before refrigerating it. Meanwhile, it garnished. Saying this, she did about face towards the mini apples. They were going to decapitate each of them upon contact with her hand. In small slices and cubes, all sent into a large ball filled more and more with 5, 6, 7 apples. I know the joke's over, the joke's over. Just gonna screenshot that. 7 apples seemed enough. Into this bowl, she squeezed the juice of a lemon. To add flavor, she would grab a cinnamon stick and turn it into powder with a knife. Also, sugar. A while later, the little girl took the dough out of the refrigerator and cut it in half. She pressed the roller into 2 pots until there were 2 very flattened discs. She was sweating. Poor her. A pat of the towel on her forehead, and she was off again. She placed the first disc on the pie pan. Big sister sometimes cooked pie, so it wasn't the utensil she was missing. The little girl then set it in front of the oven. The idea of having to quickly adjust the oven intensely bothered her. About 10 minutes later, the little one picked outside as she opened the oven door. Unfortunately, the foil she had placed in it prevented her from seeing the condition of the crust. She stressed her out even more.
Oh, ah! Phew, everything's fine.
Crust looked good. Finally, she was going to build the pie. The apple mixture and the pre-toasted crust. Finally, dough streamers on top for beauty. Another dusting of sugar on top. And presto, one last turn in the oven. The little girl waited. About 10, 20, 30, several 10 minutes. Well, yeah, it's baking. It's going to take like an hour or two.
I hope it'll be good. All this work. It would be a shame if it didn't look good. Ah, I forgot egg to egg. Oh, egg to the crust. Oh no, is it serious? No, huh? No, huh?
Opening the oven door, the little girl observed her work.
Ah!
The pie was glowing. Without eggs, it's perfect. It's beautiful.
No.
This pie's so good I could die. This pie's so bad I could die.
Ah! It's ready! The pie's ready! You're ready? Yes, it's ready! Ouch! The gloves! Where did I put the gloves? Ah! There!
She moved into the counter, the dish shone brightly under the rays of the sun. The little girl was speechless at her creation. Her first real dessert, the first one she cooked on her own, also perhaps the best of the dish she was about to date. Even with that hindsight for her first try, the pie was tempting. Hindsight.
Ah, apples, 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 apples! I can finally bake apple pies! I can cook! I finally know how to cook!
2 hours later, the little girl came out of the house. It was almost 11 a.m. In her hands there was a package wrapped in a checkered napkin. This contained the delicious apple pie that the little girl had baked. It emanated its sweet smell. Oh, that's a new word to me. A big smile appeared on her child's face from smelling. She was so eager to show up for cooking to the various villagers.
Let's go!
Like the other day, she crossed the path along the fence of the potato field. Her eyes remained fixed on her dish, so beautiful and so shiny. Without paying attention to the time she walked, she arrived at the village gates in no time. It was curious to see that many villagers were nearby. Not as much as the other days, though, but it seemed that none of them wanted to distract the child. The little girl observed the crowd impassive. None of the villagers rushed towards the little girl to talk to her. Last time she did something, it was during the first few days that she was delivering the potatoes. Perhaps the villagers had learned a lesson? The girl shrugged her shoulders and without further delay continued to walk at a peaceful pace. A single villager interrupted her. Some glanced, probably because she was carrying this pie in her hand. She didn't distract anyone to her. Thanks to that, she reached the plaza quickly. Her famous bench was still there. The little girl sat down. She placed the pie on her knees on the apron of her dress. She hummed an instant happy little melody. And time passed. Apples, 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 apples. Gradually, people came out of their houses. They were walking through various neighborhoods. Some noticed the little girl on the bench out of the corner of their eye. Others ignored her, not as busy as other days. However, there were still people. It wasn't like the village was deserted. There were as many as yesterday, the day before yesterday, and the day before yesterday. Only she wasn't invaded as much as those other days.
You must be very busy. Maybe?
The little girl, seeing that no one would talk to her, jumped off the bench with the pie in her hands. As she headed back down the path, she heard, right there, I don't know. Conversation. She saw a small group of villagers watching her from a few meters away.
What is she doing in the middle of the square?
Maybe she's lost. Thinking she was inserting herself into the conversation, the little girl took over again. She barely walked a few steps when other villagers whistled out their words.
No, I thought someone. Who?
As she listened to several comments here and there, many of them looked the same. She's lost, right?
I don't know. I don't know her.
Until
Are they talking about me? Are they really talking about me?
a small circle of villagers formed around the girl. Only the path she was heading in remained open. Rain joined the amount of questioning. Everyone wondered about the little girl. Everyone wondered if she was lost. She was looking for something. Wait. Even listening to the questions, they weren't the types of questions she would expect. Everyone treated her as like a lost child, and nobody recognized her? How so? She hasn't changed in the meantime. Mr. Mayor made the same comment, but at the same moment too, she had nothing changed anything about her appearance. Maybe she was still traumatized from her meeting with Mr. Mayor. Maybe she was still thinking of too many wrong ideas. The little girl resumed her pace. Oh, it's the potato girl!
My name is not important, but what I'm about to do is I freaking hate this world and the potato leeches festering on this planet. Oh yes, she sold me bag of potatoes. They were delicious.
Really? You wouldn't say so?
She's different from the usual potato girl.
Now that you say it, I could ask her for some potatoes.
The potato girl has arrived!
The potato girl has arrived! As I said, there was a amount of joy in the village shared. The little girl continued her way towards the houses and fled the crowd. The neighborhood was containing less people than in the main square. The little girl dragged her pace in front of many houses. On the other hand, she was walking the less idea she had of where she was going. The girl had thought about the crowd she fled. She couldn't say at the moment she ran away from it. Yawning. They were all her admirers that were waiting for a visit, at least when we recognized her.
Did they recognize me? How do they not recognize me? I have the same hair I've had since I was little.
Also, it wasn't just that. Even after recognizing her, no one paid attention to her pie. Not a single one commented on it. At least ask her what the hell she was holding in her hands, please. Oh, wow, we cussing? Wow, we're cussing? Can I say brick? Moreover, while walking this area, a passerby who recognized her intercepted her. Oh, kid, do you still offer
No,
bags of...
no, I don't have any right now.
Then she ran away. No need to know the question, she already knew it. She already knew it. She already knew that the next passerby would ask her the same question. She already knew that the more interested in pie was... You know, I'm not going to go back and read it. Her eyes were filled with water.
It's inattention. Yes, it's true that my pie was wrapped. No one will pay attention to it. It would be better if it was in plain sight.
The little girl rubbed her eyes with a cold hand. She stood on the ground for a moment to unwrap the pie from its envelope. The base she cold, she could carry it with her bare hands. Nothing changed. The little girl was still walking through the various neighborhoods and not a single one stopped by for her pie. It was the same situation as with the apple, the same cycle. The few times we spoke with her always about potatoes. Even though she didn't ask any bags by her side, that was all what she got asked for. When she didn't sell any, the villagers didn't doubt for her, ever laying an eye on the pie. As she walked, the child recognized a certain path. It was the one near the home of Mr. Mayor. I'm sure that among her best clients she had not visited any of them. So, retracing her steps, she rushed to his home. She was going up the hill, a slightly shorter walk than the other 2 times. Once up the mountain, she moved towards the front door. Then she knocked down the door with a firm hand. The little girl wiped her eyes with her hand. She let out a long breath to hide disappointment that she did not wish to share, but be ashamed to welcome the guest with joy and then cry with her. He opened after a short delay. Mr. Mayor opened the door ajar, unsure if there was anyone behind it. As of the day before, he took a delay to recognize the visitor, who was small that her belly hit her. He jumped back to get a better look at it, lifting his chin. Oh!
Help. Sorry. Hello, Mr. Mayor.
At first, again, Mr. Mayor wasn't sure with whom he was speaking with. He didn't dare ask, perhaps for fear of repeating a similar situation. Took a deep breath. He scrutinized the physical details of the little one. The dress, the hair, the dress then. Oh, it's you, the potato girl?
My name is not important.
Wasn't the answer she expected, but she let it slide. The village called her that way, then perhaps Mr. Mayor also felt influenced.
Yes.
What do you have to offer me today?
I made a dish.
I wanted to present it to you and see what you think. With little embarrassment, the little girl took out the pie. The golden crust shone in the sunlight. The man in front narrowed his eyes and tilted his head to the side, holding his chin. But what is this?
I cooked it before leaving. An apple pie. I thought that you would be interested, maybe.
He scratched his ear with the tip of his index finger. Isn't that what you cooked at the doctor's, a tower tier?
No, not at all. It's similar, but it's made of apples. An apple pie.
Potato pie? I swear to God, the little girl's about to kill someone. She's gonna shove the apple pie in someone's face and they're gonna suffocate. You think of that potato girl, huh? Oh, potatoes for you. Potatoes pretty good.
Apple pie.
Potato?
No, an apple pie.
Is it shortened?
What? No, it's called that way. An apple pie. With apples, not potatoes. It's not a potato pie, it's an apple pie.
Oh, okay. So it's a potato pie?
What do you think, Mr. Mayor?
Mr. Mayor did not understand anything. The discussion dragged on. He looked over the girl hesitantly, as if he was looking for something, but couldn't find it. Something which, given the angle of the gaze, must have been near the little girl. The little girl knew exactly what he was looking for. She took a look at her pie. She moved on quickly to get his attention back.
Mr. Mayor? Mr. Mayor, do you want to know if it's cooked the same way as the tower tier? But instead of adding meat, vegetables, we only add apples and sugar. It's delicious as a dessert, and it's sweet and... Oh, afterwards I'll make jam. How about jam?
Enough with this. Where are your potatoes?
Excuse me?
Your potatoes. Haven't you bought them yet today?
Because I wanted to try to offer...
Potatoes?
No.
What else?
What? Look for yourself.
Where do I have to look?
What I presented to you? Come on, my apple pie. I baked it.
That?
Yes.
Why? What? I looked at you, look at the apple pie, man. Look at this apple pie, look at this awesome. Why? Why'd you bake it? Dang. So ruthless, man. Dang. She's just a little girl.
Because...
I thought you would like it, she would like to say. She would like to tell the others. She tried to tell the others, but no one gave her time. What was happening to Mr. Rare? Was he denigrating way of speaking? Why was everyone acting the same way? Why doesn't everyone care about the apple pie? Really offering this instead of potatoes? Why would you do... what world do you come from to allow such stupidity? Bro! Bro! Come on! Bro!
Fetch. What?
My name is not... I want potatoes, not your thing there. The tower chair isn't made from potatoes.
It's an apple...
It doesn't matter. I'm not getting involved in your delusion. Show me your potatoes. Stupidity. A delusion. That couldn't be true. No, it couldn't. The little girl wasn't chatting with the same man in the previous days, was she? The little girl was asking herself lots of questions every second. The world around her was losing color, about as he sprayed the thin air on. Her arms were shaking. How could he allow himself to say that? At the bottom of the neck there was still this cold and unpleasant feeling, the same as yesterday. It's hard to say. In other words, the little girl felt tiny in front of Mr. Mayor. His stomach was like a gigantic orb ready to crush her at any moment. She couldn't notice the glow in his eyes, shadowed under the hat. She already couldn't see his eyes because the shadow was too intense to reveal them. Mr. Mayor leaned forward. His gargantuan nose was a hair's breadth away from touching the space between her eyes. The little girl's eyes widened and her throat heightened. Tell me, young lady, you're the potato girl here, aren't you? You don't say the opposite. What did you do last week? You did the potatoes because you were the potato girl. Aren't you known in the village for that?
It's not me who... I just imitate what...
Immediately, Mr. Mayor placed his hand on the little girl's head and wiggled her in all directions. Hello, is there something in Lynette's head? Did you listen to me carefully? Where are your potatoes? Where are your potatoes? Where are your potatoes?
Hey,
there are people who are hungry. You have to deliver your potatoes. It's urgent. You have a grocery store. I'm sure you got a grocery store. There's demand at the village. No one noticed that you were missing anything, really? Anyone there? We're waiting.
tell me I'm hallucinating. Tell me I'm dreaming. Tell me it's a nightmare I can't get out of. A long, deep sleep filled images that I lose control. My name is not important. But what I'm about to do is... everyone see me like that? No? Right. I'm not the one that Mr. Mayor or all the others named me. That's not me. That's not the impression I'm giving. That's not what people see in me. That's not... Ah, damn it. Even when I see... Please, I swear, even when I see my big best clients, even when I see myself, me, they only want me from potatoes. Potatoes. Potato. It's only for potatoes and nothing else.
So, where are the potatoes?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'll bring the potatoes.
Oh, that's good. I recognize you. Go away now and come back with the potatoes. Don't forget.
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Good. They returned home, her eyes blank.
Why would I force myself?
Shut up, little girl. Stop hesitating. To whine, to cry, to destroy you, to root. Oh, I thought it was the... Oh, no, I have to read that.
Shut up, little girl. Stop hesitating to whine, to cry, to destroy you, to ruin you. It's easy work. You don't need to offer... You need effort or love. Do what you're told and pick your customers' pockets. Take advantage of the naivety because no one would offer better potatoes than yours. Take advantage of the generosity because no one would be as kind and friendly as you while cooking. Why change it when everything is working or is already working well? Why try anything else? I'm asking you. You have learned everything to meet the needs of the villagers. Everything is ready to throw money for your pockets. Rejoice a little. Why are you crying? Really? Are you depressed? You're depressed even when you have the support of the entire village?
You know, I hate to break this moment, but I need to...
What are you going to tell me now?
Okay, yep, it's got it.
But you hate the villagers? It's very ungrateful, I'd say. I didn't see it like that. The potato girl hates her own customers. Potato girl doesn't want your money. How absurd! Now help me out. Take your wheel on your potatoes. Do your tasks. And... shut up.
This evening following the event when the little girl returned home. She wasted 3 whole bags of potatoes, mashing them. She had done the same for apples that had fallen from the apple tree in the meantime. As for the pie, she threw her fingers on the kitchen floor before getting her boots dirty and her mess.
My name is not important.
The end. Oh. Huh. Yeah, and here now at the end of the story. I told you about the various key events that changed the little girl's life. She lived through this hell for several days, several weeks, under a cardboard mask that she cuts by herself. She will live the rest of her life as the potato girl, all for by her potatoes. Desperate to cook anything other than her potato dishes, and this until the end of time. However, my dear readers, this is not how I want to end the story. Yeah, okay. I was actually worried that the game was because this is going to end a really sad ending, that she just forced herself to become the potato girl. Okay. Since I know that reality is not as dramatic. Oh, we did it! We complete Act 3. That was actually pretty short. Yeah, wow. I was fully expecting the apple girl to snap. Let's save. Yeah. Oh! The title screen changed. That's actually really cool. It's all brown now, and her face is crossed out. And she's probably gonna start killing people. But yeah, that was chapter 3. Wow. Okay, finally. Now we're getting to the part that I expected. Not as horrific as anything, but yeah.
My name is not important, but what I'm about to do is...